Hello and welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden and today I'm going to be reviewing Booker's Batch 2021-04 Noe Strangers. Let's get into it. So, today we're reviewing Booker's Batch 2021-04, and this is a very special time for me as this is my first Booker's I have ever received or purchased and found. I went on a little vacation with my girlfriend and ended up in Wausau, Wisconsin at a little store called Triggs. They happened to have these there along with the Redwood Empire limited releases, and so I decided to pick them up and give it a try. And this is, like I said, the first Booker's that I have ever had, and I am just so excited about this box. I mean, it looks epic. I always knew that it came in cool boxes, but I didn't really ever get to see one in person. Super cool stuff. So, some information on the bottle. This batch is called Noe Strangers, and I'll get into the story a little bit later for people who want to stick around for it, but I'll get into the tasting notes right away. What you guys do need to know is that this is a 6-year-old, 6-month-old, 12-day-old whiskey. It's 124.4 proof, 62.2% alcohol, and the batch is called Noe Strangers. Alright, this is Booker's Batch 2021-04, and honestly, let's just take some time to appreciate this bottle and how beautiful it is. I know all Booker's bottles look the same like that, but I honestly think it's super cool. And on the front of this bottle it says, "The whiskey in this package is of the highest grade bourbon created by me here at Jim Beam. It is bottled, uncut, and unfiltered. My grandfather, Jim Beam, liked his whiskey from 6 to 8 years." So, that is what it says on the front of the bottle. I'm super excited to get into this. I know that a lot of whiskey from the Beam has nuttiness. I haven't had a lot of Beam products, but I am super excited to get into this one. I know these have very high regards to them. People like them a lot. I believe I'll be no exception. Oh, okay, right away on the nose, super apparent peanuts. Almost like a peanut buttery chocolate brownie. Smells like a little bit of red fruit in there, a little bit of nutmeg, baking spices, but overwhelmingly the peanut butter on the nose. That dark cocoa flavor could be a little bit of coffee, but I'm really thinking peanut butter brownies on this nose here. Smells delicious. The proof doesn't come too harshly in your face when you're nosing it. Smells delicious, and I can't wait to try it. Wow. If that's not peanut butter brownies, I don't know what is. The overwhelming peanut butter sensation right away on the palate. As soon as it hits your tongue, it's got that viscous, rich, salty, like peanut butterness on the palate. It's so good. Really gives me the vibe of a peanut butter brownie. Like, you guys know how when you have brownies that are peanut butter brownies and the peanut butter's thick and viscous and brownie batter is also thick, and you put it in the oven and then it doesn't get fully cooked all the way, it's still that nice soft peanut butter deliciousness. and you take it out of the oven and it's warm and you put it in your mouth and it's like you're eating just pure peanut butter chocolate goodness and your mouth is kind of sticking together. That's the way the vibes that this thing is giving me here. The viscous mouthfeel, the delicious peanut butter chocolatey palate right away on the palate. Finish, moderate, nothing too aggressive. You can't really tell it's 125 proof, 124 proof-ish. Super delicious. Wow. It really is that peanut butterness. There's a little bit of the baking spice in there, letting you know of its presence, but overwhelming peanut butter, a little bit of burnt brown sugar in these brownies that I'm drinking out of a glass. Not a lot of fruitiness on the palate, mainly that dry sweetness that you get from like peanut butter and stuff like that. None of that juicy fruit, but more of a dry like brownie. It's not a dry brownie, it's more of a wet brownie, but you know what I mean, with the dark notes and this rich sweetness. Honestly, if Screwball wasn't a flavored peanut butter whiskey, and it was just a normal whiskey that tasted like peanut butter, this is kind of what it would taste like. But this isn't overwhelmingly sweet the way Screwball is. But it is super peanut buttery and delicious. That's good stuff. So now, we're far enough into the video, I got some good tasting notes out of the way for the people who only wanted tasting notes. I'll go ahead and read the card that came with this bottle. The fourth release of Booker's Bourbon 2021 collection is Booker's Batch 2021-04 Booker Noe Strangers Batch. This batch celebrates the genuine social nature of my dad, Booker Noe, and the way he could turn a stranger into a friend for life in no time. Take, for example, when Dad took a liking to the products that a salesman was selling, he would call out to Mom and say, "Set an extra plate at the table, I'm inviting this salesman to dinner." Another time, Dad was invited to a rally for the Blue Knights Motorcycle Club, an international brotherhood of active and retired law enforcement officers who share a passion for motorcycle riding. There, he struck up a conversation with some of the members, and the next day, more than 300 of them were invited to the house for lunch. I mean, imagine feeding 300 bikers just a day after you met them, complete strangers, and you're feeding them. Sounds like a great guy. His knack for making friends carried into his work as well. Here in Kentucky and out on the road, Dad wouldn't leave a bourbon event until he shook hands with everyone that wanted to talk to him. He listened to stories from every customer he met, and just like that, they'd become a fan and a friend for life. Dad taught us to treat others how we would want to be treated, a lesson our family holds true to this day. It's just the way Noes were wired. As you enjoy Noe Strangers Batch, I hope you'll think of Dad and his generous way of making everyone he met feel at home. Like we always say at the distillery, come as friends, leave as family. And that was written by Fred Noe, Beam family, 7th generation master distiller. So, very, very heartfelt, very cool story about Booker Noe, and just how good of a guy he really was. There's some tasting notes on the back of the card, and along with a couple of other little tidbits of information on where the whiskey came from, just which story of the warehouse is and which warehouse it came from, and the percentages. A little bit of tasting notes from the master distiller himself. I'm not going to go ahead and read those because if you guys wanted those, you would have just read them instead of coming to watch this video. But overall, as it sits in the glass here, that peanut butter, brownie, a little bit of oak, spice, tannins. Not overly oaky though. Dark notes like brown sugar, cocoa, coffee-ish, but mainly peanut butter brownies. Yeah. That's just rich, viscous peanut butter brownies. The nuts. There's a bag full of maybe even chocolate-covered peanuts if you don't want to stick on the peanut butter brownie route, but it really gives you that viscous mouth feeling that you would get if you were eating a peanut butter brownie. It's fantastic, and honestly, I'm not disappointed by this bottle. I got it for about $100-ish. That's usually where you're going to see them around. Slightly marked up, I think. Some people I saw paying $80, some people I saw paying $120. It really just depends on where you're getting it from. Definitely worth the buy. If you see it in your store, you should pick it up. That being said, it's time that I grade the bottle. And for my first Booker's, first batch I've ever even tasted, let alone bought and found, this bottle gets a solid A-. The reason it's getting an A- is because, yes, it's expensive, semi-hard to find, but it tastes delicious. I mean, imagine Reese's peanut butter cups, just peanut butter chocolate brownies. Everyone loves peanut butter and chocolate together. It's the most sought after pairing on earth, and honestly, I would love to have a pour of this with Reese's peanut butter bar or a chocolate peanut butter brownie, and even maybe chocolate peanut butter ice cream. If you melted it all together and just drank chocolate peanut butter ice cream, that would be amazing. That being said, this is an A-. Great whiskey. If you see it, buy it. Booker's, it's, you know, it's allocated whiskey. It's nice. Comes in an awesome box. Cool little story behind the bottle. Cool looking bottle. That being said, leave a like if you guys liked the video. Comment in the comment section, have you had the 2021-04 batch or any other ones from this year? And which is your favorite Booker's batch of all time? And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next glass.